student at Camosun College. Under the BC Liberal government, student debt numbers have skyrocketed since 2001. In that year, students graduating in BC had the lowest student debt in Canada, while by 2009, student debt loads are $3,000 higher than the Canadian average. For student funding, accounting for inflation is now $1,000 less than it was when your government took power. Meanwhile, tuition is skyrocketing up 108% since 2001. The BC Liberal budget in February.
Please get to the question.
Okay. My question is, will Ms. Chong explain why she refuses to support the schools in her riding, or will she promise to freeze tuition and reinstate the per student funding that is so badly needed?
Thanks, Mike.
Thank you very much, Kristen. And you're talking about student loans. As I've indicated, that more than half of the students who graduate now from post-secondary do in fact graduate without student loans. And there are a variety of loan assistance programs and loan forgiveness programs that are available for those who have graduated with particular professions, who are willing to work in some of our remote and rural areas around the province to ensure that those loans can be paid off within 3 years. So there are a variety of measures there. When you ask the question about freezing tuition, I can tell you currently that tuition is capped at about 2% increase per year, is about around the rate of inflation, or perhaps slightly higher because inflation rates do fluctuate, but it is capped at 2%. Freezing student tuition back in the 90s did in fact not help students. I ran into and met with many students who indicated to me because of that, because the funding wasn't provided, they were not able to get into the classes they wanted. It took an extra year to a year and a half for them to graduate. We've also opened a number of universities around the province to allow those students to stay in their communities, to be educated there. That alone can save as much as $6,000 per year because they are learning in their own communities, graduating there, where they have the supports of their family and friends, as opposed to going to one of the major centers here in the province. So a number of areas that we've improved upon, and we will continue to work to ensure that we have the best post-secondary education system here in British Columbia.
Did you know that government coffers get more revenue from post-secondary tuition now than they do from corporate taxes? Gordon Campbell is then and the students of British Columbia. Under his leadership, tuition has increased 108%, not 180, thank heavens. And students now graduate with amongst the highest debt loads in Canada. When we look at a statistic like, oh, half of the students are graduating with no debt, does that mean that those are the rich half? I wonder if it's making it inaccessible to people of more limited incomes. And it's the accessibility that has always distinguished Canada and British Columbia. The opportunity for everybody to get a shot at life is what we have always been about. So yes, we will freeze tuition in colleges, universities, and we will fund it. University tuition, it's gotten out of control. It makes it unaffordable. My husband is a professor at UVic, and he says that his students are so busy working at their day jobs that they actually hardly have time to go to school. We would also restore student grants. In 2001, students in BC had the lowest student debt in Canada, and now they're amongst the highest. Right here in Oak Bay, we have two wonderful institutions, Camosun College and the University of Victoria. They are the cultural, social, and economic heart of this riding. We're going to take good care of them.